Hello and welcome back once again. For you, this has been 2 hours. For me, it's been 5 seconds. But we have, obviously, as you can see, moved on to Wimbledon. AFC Wimbledon hire Hodgkinson in a move which is sure to spark plenty of heated debate. Kieran Hodgkinson has left Halifax Town to join AFC Wimbledon. I'm not going to read all of it because A, there's no way you're going to want to hear me read all of it, and B, you could literally just pause the video right now, read it yourself, and then skip ahead to when I'm done, either way. So I'll let you read the rest of this if you want to by pressing pause, or if you're a quick reader. But let's just click ahead to next and look at the team as a whole. We have joined Wimbledon, as you can see, obviously. They're not a big club in terms of the English football standard, but they've got a rich history in terms of the club they are the Fignet club of. Now, obviously, people that from perhaps the previous generation to myself, so those 30 upwards people, possibly even those around my age who've got a fairly good knowledge of history to do with football or knowledge of outsider clubs, that sort of thing, they would know of Wimbledon. Now, Wimbledon was a football team from, obviously, as you can tell, Wimbledon. Where you hear about tennis, but they were a team who defied the odds in the 80s and the 90s. They won the FA Cup, they were in the Premier League, they were fairly good for the size of the club. But then consecutive poor decisions, very poor ownership, meant the club effectively went into liquidation before moving to Milton Keynes, as more modern football fans would know as Milton Keynes Dons or MK Dons. Now, since 2002, there has been the Phoenix Club of AFC Wimbledon, as you can see, the team I have just joined. They've now managed to relocate themselves to Plough Lane in real life to this season, in the game 3 seasons ago. And Plough Lane is a very historic ground for them because it's where they began their club. It's where they began playing football. It's where they won the FA Cup. Well, where they won the matches on the road to the FA Cup, I should say. And it's where the Crazy Gang hang out. If you know anything about Wimbledon, you know about the Crazy Gang. But in saying that, in modern football terms, they're not a big club. If anything, they're a mediocre, small club. Somewhere on the size of Fleetwood or Crawley, or perhaps I think another one now that isn't on the up and up. Someone like Gillingham, Shrewsbury, that sort of thing. They're not a big club, but they're getting bigger, as you can see. Their reputation of 2.5 stars. If you'd played Football Manager 2015, that would probably be a 2-star at best when you first take over them. So, they're not bad. But as you can see, they've got some fairly high hopes for this season. They want to reach the third round of the FA Cup. That's all fine. They've already been knocked out of the FA Cup. That doesn't really matter. EFL Trophy, I think it was the second round they want me to get to, and they wanted, I think it's possibly top half in the Football League, but I could be wrong. Can't actually remember. But it's not 17th, let's put it that way, it's not 17th. This is currently, according to this, our best team. This is not the team I'm going to be playing with next season at the very least. Perhaps the rest of this season, definitely, but not for next season. There are going to be some sweeping changes coming through, including a few Halifax players who I probably want to join with me for next season. Perhaps Soonset Bell is one of them. I want to bring Nwankwo with me as well. Definitely Josh McNamara. Some very big names from Halifax that I want to take with me as I move up the football ladder with me. Especially Soonset Bell could be a brilliant championship level striker if he's given enough of a team around him. Okay, it's mid-table for this season, you can see here. FA Cup third round, second round of the EFL Trophy. This is all fine, I don't really mind anything about this. Playoffs, easily done. That can be done this season if we do well enough. What's going to be difficult is this bit. Sign players based in England. The problem with that is, because Brexit's happened, the economy of football is in tatters now. Because British players and players based in Britain are astronomically overvalued in the game now because of it. And just like in real life, it's going to cause huge economic problems. It's going to cause economic problems in the game as well for clubs who can't afford to buy these new English players, forced to use their own youth system, which for a lot of clubs isn't good enough. And then they'll tumble down the leagues because they can't afford to buy the new players, and as such they can't afford to keep up with everyone else. Teams like, for instance, Swindon Town or Oldham Athletic, who were originally Premier League clubs, have now been plummeting down the leagues because they can't keep up with other teams above them because they haven't got enough money to buy new players and their youth system isn't strong enough. So that's unfortunate, of course. So let's look forward again to this. I will schedule the press conference and the advice report. You won't see it, there's no point showing you it. We showed you the Halifax Town one. Literally the exact same questions again, nothing really to note. And as you can see, we have taken charge. This is a bit annoying for me because 35 grand. Northampton Town couldn't afford 35 grand. That was the reason they said no to offering me a deal. That's frustrating. So players here, last year of contract, we'll look through that when the time comes when we need to look at it again. But for now, all the players there can be dealt with as delay for now. These two players, Anthony Hartigan, we're selling off as quick as possible really, no choice but not play him. He's not good enough. Jack Madeline, we'll definitely keep around. He's 2.5 stars currently already, he's 20 years old, 4.5 star potential. Potentially a championship player to me really, I think. And I think that's it, at least for this video. We'll do that now while we're waiting. We've got 2 more, oh yeah, just these 2. That and that will do off camera because there's no point showing it. And yeah, so tomorrow you'll be seeing Charlton and Barnet as our first 2 games at Plough Lane, or well, technically at Wimbledon, only one of them's at Plough Lane. And yeah, we can go from there. They are a very financially stable club. I can't wait for my tenure to destroy that, because I seem to do that with every club I join, is that when I join them, their money just evaporates for some unbeknownst reason to myself. So until next time, which will be tomorrow at 3, I bid thee adieu and goodbye.